For me, it was most important to have my own midwife.
I wanted a quiet environment, something where you'd feel like it's home, your own privacy.
I wanted to know that all the medical assistance would be there, available if I needed it.
For any woman, the prospect of a new baby, especially if it's your first, can be both exciting and a little bit scary. There's just so much to take on board, not least the question of where to give birth. Now, ideally, you want to make an informed choice. So let's take a look at the options.
I think the first thing a woman needs to do is consult her midwife, because the midwife will be able to give her information, look through her pregnancy notes and her past pregnancies so that she can make the right choice for her.
And at what point does she have to make that choice?
Well, the choice can really be made any time during the pregnancy or even during labour, depending on the individual woman. I think it's important to point out that a woman who chooses maybe to deliver outside a hospital has always got the option of transferring into the hospital at any time.
Many women who have uncomplicated low-risk pregnancies can have their antenatal care and give birth away from a hospital environment. And traditionally that's meant having your baby at home.
Home birth's a real choice for women as long as there hasn't been any problems during the pregnancy and that there isn't any expected problems during the birth of the baby.
So what special considerations need to be taken into account?
Okay, for the midwife, it's really important that she feels comfortable and that she's experienced in facilitating home birth, so her skills are right. For the mother, we need to ensure that she understands what happens during the home birth process. So she needs to know who's going to arrive and who's going to care for her, and really how far the hospital is, just in case she needs to go there.
For us, a home birth was the perfect choice. Yeah, it was wonderful to be here in our own surroundings and be comfortable, and to wake up the following morning in our own bed with our baby, and not have to travel to a hospital. Yeah, it was the right decision for us.
For many women, there can be a variety of reasons why a home birth may not be practical, but you can still benefit from an informal home-like setting by using a dedicated birth centre.
Well, the idea behind birth centres is to provide an environment where women can labour as spontaneously as they possibly can, and where normal birth is seen as what most women can achieve. So the idea is to support women to have a birth that's as normal as possible and as positive as possible in a really homely, relaxed environment.
So how safe is it for women to use facilities like this?
For women and babies who are low risk, who are healthy, it's extremely safe. Particularly because the midwives and the support workers who work in these places are trained both in supporting women to have normal births, but also the midwives particularly are trained in emergency procedures, and in fact some of them train obstetricians in how to deal with emergency procedures in labour because they're so good at it.
The benefits of birth centres are that, one, there's a reduction in drugs in labour, so there's fewer epidurals. Women have more normal birth in birth centres. The other major benefit is in the satisfaction with the birth experience. In my research of birth centres, women were very fulfilled with their birth experiences and spoke about very negative experiences in large hospitals where they felt processed. But in birth centres, they're cared for and nurtured by midwives, and they like the personal contact.
Caroline, what's the reaction been from women who've come here to the birth centre?
The reaction's been absolutely fantastic. Of course, some women come with some natural anxieties and worries, but we're able to show them around, relieve them of those anxieties, and certainly when they've had their babies here, the reaction's been very positive.
They're really helpful, really supportive, and really encouraging all throughout my labour. And they were with me all the time. I had my husband as well, but if he had to slip away for a moment, then they made sure that somebody was with me all the time, and it really was definitely a really good experience.
So a home birth, or the home-like setting of a birth centre, can provide a wonderful experience. But for some women, particularly if any complications have been identified, the specialist facilities available in a hospital are important.
Women who have a background of particular medical problems such as diabetes or epilepsy or perhaps heart problems, or develop problems during the pregnancy such as the baby isn't growing very well, which can cause problems in labour, need to have access to the facilities that only a hospital maternity unit can offer with their expert doctors and midwives. And then there are the women who want an epidural for pain relief, and that isn't available in birthing centres, and of course it isn't available at home. And then finally there are those women that actually choose to have the birth in a hospital environment because they feel safer knowing that those doctors and those midwives are available at hand, even though they will likely not need those doctors.
Now Mira, for babies like Tommy here with extra needs, there are specialist facilities available here in the hospital's neonatal unit, aren't there?
Yes, that's right. On average, about 10% of all newborn babies will need some form of specialist care, needing admission to a neonatal unit. Some babies may need incubator care to maintain their temperature. Others may need some form of ventilatory support for breathing difficulties. Some babies may need specialist feeding, antibiotics or medications. Thankfully, however, the majority of newborns are healthy and can stay on the postnatal wards with their mums.
Well, having Edward in hospital was a really positive experience. It was, I was lucky enough to have the same midwife throughout the whole birth, which really helped because I built up trust with her. And overall, it was a brilliant experience.
So whether it's a home birth, the use of a dedicated birth centre or a hospital birth, it's clear that you'll receive the same high level of care. So whatever option you choose, you can be confident that you'll be supported every step of the way. Ask your midwife for more information and make the right choice for you.
I felt like I had very good attention from everybody that I met. It was very positive.
I really wanted to use a new birth centre. It definitely was a good experience and I'd recommend it to other women out there.
The care I received was excellent and it's given me a really good start with my new baby.